So today, guys, with a little bit of different setup, back mic, woot, I want to talk about a historic folklore cryptic creature called the gargoyle, or in French it's gargoyle. And I just want to dip into some of the history and everything about it to kind of educate you guys with everything. Bear with me, it's been a long day, so I'm trying my best to remember everything and get everything through, because can't tell. I mean, I'm sure my eyes look like this just because kind of tired. But shall we get into it? I want to start off with the history of it. So the history of this creature, the gargoyle, was originally made famous by, I don't know, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, or anything like that from France and Paris and all that stuff. Pretty much they used them to ward off, I guess, evil and everything off of buildings. But they ended up being used for like water spigots, water spouts, gutters. So when it rained and everything, it would drain off of the gargoyle. And they used them pretty much just to get rid of water off roofs. And they've been seen anywhere from Egypt to around Italy, of course, France, London, whatever else. But I want to start the history off with the story that I ran into that was spread around a lot. Apparently there was a mother who had 12 kids, and at the time, 13 kids, and number 13 was huge in superstition, and everyone feared for the number 13. And what comes with the number 13 on everything is, since it was a supernatural number, not natural, a lot of superstition, that this mother that's about to have her 13th child ended up cursing it and pretty much saying that her 13th child was gonna be the devil or a demon just because of the number that it was being born as. And this was very interesting at the time. I mean, and some things I've looked up, it seems like a lot of people didn't live very long for having so many kids unless they slept around or whatever, but 13 kids? Dang, back in the day I bet that was like golden. I don't even know. But anyways, back on subject. It was superstitious, and she was cursing the baby, saying it was going to end up being like this or being like that in New Jersey around the 1700s, and boom, what do you know, it actually did end up coming out, sprouting a tail, very demon features. And yeah, so she just pretty much just curse her own child with everything. I guess don't feel bad. I don't know. But it's said that when the 13th kid was born and everything, it looked perfectly normal until as it was growing, it was sprouting the tail, all these different features of everything, to the point to where they say it just took flight. It flew, went up and out of the chimney, flew out of sight, and no one really saw it too much after that. But there are cases to where they do see it from time to time. But also around the same time, even though it was being put out there that this creature was demonic, it was supposed to trap evil, keep evil away, there's other speculations that say that when there's a super evil beast or spirit, that they would actually have like priests or magical practitioners. They would actually do a ritual to where they would bind the evil spirit to the statue so it couldn't move, but apparently their magic weakened after so long, and their ritual weakened after a set period of time, to where the creature at night was having free roam of everything and would cause mischief and cause people to get diseases and just get really sick without any explanation, just by running into it and making eye contact, which is really cool. But with that one being said, now I want to get into some of the sightings of everything. So, alright, so with sightings, I want to talk about how, some of the latest sightings of this was 2015, 1999. It always happens in huge gapfuls. But the one in 2015 stuck out a little bit more to me as I was looking into stuff, because it resembled, and apparently at the time was proven the story right about the mother with 13 kids, and this guy claims to have seen this concoction of this kid flying around New Jersey and all that stuff, and in his description he described it to the T of how she said it would be cursed and all that in the story. So it makes you wonder, real or fake? Is it just someone who was really into the story, or do you think he might have actually seen this creature? No, just saying, if you have any thoughts or anything on that, don't forget to comment down below and let us know what you think on it. Anyway, but the next one I want to talk about is one that happened in 1999, apparently in Arizona. It surfaced around Facebook there for a while, and everyone was like, oh my goodness. But from my perspective of being paranormal enthusiast and everything, sat there and I actually looked into it, read into it more, and kind of enhanced the picture to kind of get better quality, and it was just a palm tree. But I mean, I can't say much for the guy who saw this one, but I can imagine if you saw something that tall that looked like it had wings, it was very fuzzy outside, didn't have a really good camera, I'd probably be very frightened too. I don't know how I'd feel in that guy's situation. Just, oh crap, 7-foot thing, maybe taller, big wingspan. And then, people later showing to him and enhancing stuff, I mean, like, hey man, this was a palm tree. I would not want to be the guy right now with that thought in his head. I feel like that'd be kind of demeaning, maybe. It would kind of make you think, like, maybe I should pay attention more. Or it would make you more self-conscious if you did ever experience anything. I don't know. But on to the next one. There was another sighting around 2010 that I kind of missed, kind of jumped back and forth there. But apparently this guy, he was pretty much heading home. He was a zoologist or whatever it is, cryozoologist or something. But he claimed to have seen a creature that was a lot different resemblance but still had the same wingspan. He explains it as more of a dog type creature with wings and very menacing. Made him feel really uncomfortable with everything. But yeah, forgot to add that one in there. But one thing that I can say about this guy who experienced this one is his details on it is enough to actually like make you cringe or make you kind of worried about things that you may feel like watching you at night. He claimed that when he saw it, it was perched on a roof. It looked like a dog. But he also said it looked like a thick dog, like a muscular dog with a beak, and that it had a 2 to 3 meter wings when it sprawled out to take off. Yeah. What do you think of that? That's a flying dog with a beak. Let that sink in for a second. Okay, now that's sunk in for a little bit. But he also mentioned that as he saw it and it was moving, he said it looked like it was having a really big difficulty with trying to move or anything, like it just couldn't get it or have it done. And he explained that it looked very robotic-like, so that it looked very stiff, very heavy, having issues with trying to do its thing, flying or whatnot. But he said he did see it take off the roof. And when he did, he didn't even see the wings really flap. It dropped, it kind of jumped off towards the ground, and then it just opened its wings and it just slowly ascended off and into the night sky. Yeah. Pretty cool, yeah? I don't know. And next one I want to talk about kind of mixes in with another folklore that most other people know it as Mothman, 7.5 foot guy, has like a huge wingspan, takes children, whatnot. But this one comes from somewhere else here around the States, I believe. But with this next one, the person who experienced this creature said it was more of a human-like creature. It had a human body, it had bat-like wings, and she said it looked misshapen, had a bigger head, and yeah, it was 7.5 feet, kind of like the Mothman. I mean, I don't really look too much into the Mothman. Maybe a future video. But yeah, she ended up seeing this one also in New Jersey, where the New Jersey Devil was well known for, and she had claimed that she saw the Jersey Devil at 3 a.m. while she was walking down the street with her boyfriend, and I didn't really see much about it saying that she talked to her boyfriend about it or tried to, explain or point out to him, like, hey, what's that? No, it's just her experience in general. And all she did was really explain what it looked like. That ended up flying away. But she also reported the same way, to where it seemed heavy and hard to move. So gargoyle? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I'm trying to get some more theories on stuff, which will bring me to the next one. My theories on things and sightings that are more local to my area. Alright, so my thought on all the gargoyle stuff, I think it's highly possible. I think there's a possible evil entity or evil creature, maybe a shapeshifter. I don't know, but I believe that there is such creatures out there that move that way, that look that way, that cause issues to people in their everyday life. I mean, if you think about it, the sightings that I would think from those would be close to a historical site or anything that maybe has gargoyles on it, or just somewhere where it would be able to actually live, eat, pretty much just live life. I mean, if you think about it, if a gargoyle is actually real on things, then I would think of it as being more of an animal. And I would think it might have to eat, it'd have to have hunting grounds, it would have to have a safe area to take cover from predators or anything like that. Especially if it has like a weakened point of day, because some of these people say that thing flew off with no issues, that it was able to fly, nothing. Others say it looked like it was having trouble, that it was more robotic like. So I mean, I would think with that, I would think it'd have to do with how much it's ate, how much just partakes in stuff and knows areas to actually be able to fly or not. Because I mean, if you think about it, it'd be something heavy. I mean, it's muscular, has big wingspan. There has to be something that would fuel it to do what it's doing. So if I had to think where these things would be at, it'd be in a nice out in the middle of nowhere area, or a big city, so it can hide behind buildings or structures, cars, whatever it can to get through town without being seen. But also it'd have to be a place where it can feed on stuff, it can do everyday living things like sleep, eat, hunt, whatever else it would do. And that would be my thoughts on it. I guess, and why I'm saying this is because where I'm located, there's been some sightings of a creature that sounds like a gargoyle, and ended up trying to do some research on it and just trying to figure out this creature as a whole. I mean, went all in like history-wise, all the folklore, mythology, whatever else, where past sightings were seen, where it could possibly be, its settings, and then there's the sightings from where I'm at. Indiana. I don't know if anybody knows too much about Indiana, but it's mostly cornfields and big open country areas and a lot of cities. And the sighting that people were having this was out in a remote location. It was a graveyard. There was a church down the road from it, and it had fields all the way around it. It had a water source. It had everything it would need to be living in the area. But the only thing that makes me wonder, though, is all the sightings that people see. It's walking and crossing a road, or they hear weird noises that people can't explain. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. Like these other sightings that people had in other states and other countries and everything, they explain it as a weird shrieking noise that almost sounds like a female. But then me, studying all the things I do, I'm like, that could also be a banshee. I don't know. So it's kind of hit or miss. I guess it'd just be your kind of stereotyping demonic screech that you would hear from a demon. But anyways, back on subject. These sightings were out in a remote area where it would have cover, it'd have a place to sleep, eat, and everything. So it made me wonder why the sightings people were having, it was walking across the street very slow. Only cool thing, I guess it's not cool, but to me it is people that came in contact with it, even just looking it in the eyes or sitting there and watch it walk away. They all claim to feel extreme sense of fear when they're looking at it. There's been reports of people getting unexplained illnesses. Some people even ended up like getting cancer like later, and other people have claimed that their car got damaged really bad. They didn't say if the thing hit it or if they tried to stop and hit it. They just said when they came in contact with it that their car like got messed up, like they got sent to the hospital and everything. And I don't know what to think about that. I mean, car accidents happen, but the fact that they sighted this thing so close to their wreck time, or even maybe even wrecked when they saw it, I just don't know what to think about it. I don't know what else to really say on that part, except for I went out and pretty much planted myself around that area for I think 2 nights now, and about 2 to 3 hours at a time, and I haven't seen or heard anything except for coyotes, which if you know coyotes and you live around them, you know how scary and creepy they can be. Well, yours truly here decided after one of the times he was just sitting there and looking for this creature in the field, the graveyard and everything, and about ready to head back home, which is like a 30-minute drive. I'm sitting here going, I really have to pee. So what do? I get out. I start doing my business, and then I start hearing like 2 packs of coyotes, 6 at the maximum, starting to howl and start moving closer. And you can hear their howls closer and closer to where they're probably within like 350 feet. Yeah. So this guy decided his business wasn't that important, cut it short, and sprinted like hell to go back to the vehicle and tried to lock the doors and roll up the windows. Yeah, fun stuff. I think that was more scary than if I was running the gargoyle. I don't know, though. I'm still trying to figure it out. But anyways, guys, I think that's about all the time I got for this video today. I would like to know what your guys' thoughts are, what you guys think of all this. You know, maybe you've seen something similar, ran into something on the internet or whatever that probably I can't think of the word, that like resembles this. If so, it'd be awesome if you guys could tell me below in the comments. Like and subscribe to keep posted, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss future videos. And I'm sure, you know, hoping one of these times when going out there and waiting to find this creature that might just run into it. And you guys will probably only know if you're subscribed and I put a video up about it. So until next time, guys, stay on the rise, alright?